Hi, it's Franklin with GotALotOfDance.com, and today we're here with Kyle Red and Sarah Van Drake. And I'm going to read you a little bit of them because it's so impressive and I can't memorize it. It says, Kyle and Sarah have won 3 U.S. Open titles between the two of them. In 2002, Kyle and Sarah became the first couple to win the U.S. Open titles in both the Classic and Showcase divisions. And that was the first time in the 20-year history of the U.S. Open Swing Dance Championships. Exclamation mark. They're also the youngest couple ever to win the U.S. Open Swing Dance Championships. Well, that's pretty impressive. Congratulations.
Thanks.
How do I get to be a winner at the U.S.
Gosh. Well, with enough drive and practice, it's
right
possible. The right politics. No.
So how did you get started in the dance?
I was 16 years old. Kyle was 15 years old. There was a place called Just for Kicks in Fresno, and it was a place for kids to come dancing, a club kind of atmosphere, and then the parents came and hung out outside. And we took our first West Coast Swing class together, and we were friends. Yeah. And we would go every weekend to hang out with our friends, and it was the time of our life.
And then early mid-'90s, I guess, there was a huge line dance push.
Achy Breaky Heart, Tush Push.
And there was a girl that I knew in junior high that, I was like, oh, I heard that she was dancing, so I'm going to go check this club out. Well, first night I go into dance, she's already been there maybe like a month.
Yeah.
And my first, two-step, I think, or waltz was with her. So, it was kind of destined. Like, the first moment we kind of met,
we clicked right
danced right away. So,
in a little town in Fresno.
Yeah, and all the parents would go dancing. They drop their kids off at this place, and then they come pick us up. Not after they've been drinking or anything, but they were out having their time.
It was a really healthy environment.
It was like a kids bar and then the adult bar.
And we got root beer.
Actually, sarsaparillas.
And and we were very lucky because at the time in that city, Dave Getty, who, as you know, has been the shoulders of UCWDC, took an interest in us. And at the time, he was coaching a man you may know by the name of Robert Royston. And Robert Royston would come to Fresno, and Dave Getty said, look, this guy's phenomenal, and Lorene Baldovi, you need to get lessons with them. And then from there it went. They just introduced us to Steve Zener, Barry Durand, these people in the UCWDC that saw a talent in us and sat our parents down and said, look, in our front room, these kids are meant to be together and dance together, get behind it, it's serious. And those men, Steve Zener, Robert Royston, Dave Getty, and Barry Durand, are the reason that we stayed together.
And your parents.
And our parents. Yeah, who can forget that?
They paid for it.
Yeah.
So you had all these people helping you out. How much time did you put into your dance?
We would normally get choreography for everything, and then it would be kind of our turn to kind of make it fit or try and figure out what that coach wanted us to do to the songs or the generic routine we were given. And then we kind of ran out of money when it came to our West Coast swing.
Because in country you do multiple dances, right?
Yeah, so our last dance was our West Coast, and so we decided, hey, let's just see if we can put it together. And when we did, it went over really, really well, and we kind of saw that we had a knack to do this one dance. It just kind of came super natural to us.
We couldn't wait for the West Coast swing, It's and then Robert and Lorene went over to swing, and they started choreographing and working, and they showed us these videos of the U.S. Open. And I look over at Kyle, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're doing that. We knew, man.
There were two social dances we loved to do, and it was like two-step and West Coast. And then they ended up at all the country events would just have a West Coast floor, which became the one thing that we all drove to go to. Is even if it wasn't even what if it wasn't a country or a swing event, we'd still go because we knew that they'd have a swing floor. And so our whole career started through the country world and
social dancing. Yeah. That is the key. You want to get good in this dance, be able to be comfortable and have fun and be yourself in any social dance.
That sounds like great advice. Yeah. Having fun and
and so from then we just started working and going, and now we're 22 routines deep, about to debut our new one at Capitol this year.
And we're going to see you there.
We're really excited about it. I'm coming off a broken foot. I had to dance my last year's routine at the U.S. Open and on a broken foot, and that was stressful, and getting healed now, and we're really, really excited about 2010. Yeah. Really exciting opportunities.
Yeah, we got a huge year.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're going to be 10 different countries?
We will fly over 200,000 miles in the air this year.
Wow.
And and I can't tell you when you're in another country with these people who don't speak English, and you have these people, hundreds of people doing West Coast Swing, to be a part of it is a blessing beyond the job. I mean, we do this job so we can do swing. We love it.
It's amazing how many other like industries or types of dances really take an interest in West Coast and what we have to offer as far as lead techniques, style or tricks. They want us in their shows, and you have everything from salsa to modern jive events constantly bringing us out, which gets us to put West Coast in front of them, and so now these people see a different dance and they see how it feels, and it's like, wow, that has a whole different look to it. It's a little more sophisticated, at the same time still having that street appeal to it.
And it has some elements of those other dances, right?
Yeah, exactly. What's beautiful about West Coast Swing is that I get fed, I go over to salsa and we can absorb that flavor. You can look through the years of West Coast Swing. When we came in at a really crucial time. Kenny Wetzel was on the mic. It was big. It was in Disneyland. It was the Mario and Robert and Lance and Barry, and it was hardcore.
All those names.
And we'd sit there and Romero and Sylvia and Brent and Khalees, and it's like we just sit back and look, and we got to see that element, and they were very strict with us about educating ourselves. Betty Corpus from the Bay Area, would take us to the old school swing dance, underground dances. And it's all old-time dancers, and learning that history. And there's a whole right now happening from the YouTube lessons. I love YouTube. I love that it's getting our dance bigger. Right. But there's a history there that if you learn and you learn to dance with these people, you're going to get that element of swing.
Yeah, there's parts of dance that you can't even you can't show. I can't show people that. I can't show them what it was I saw back in the day and say, hey, listen, we didn't have YouTube. It was all about living the moment, and if people can not just sit on YouTube and learn stuff and then go to their local dances, but hit the events. That's when you see stuff really happen late night. Imagine late night, not just at your local place, but late night in a place where the dance is at its highest.
Where it's growing. You can watch it grow every weekend. Tonight in Monterey with these pros in the back. Yeah. It'll grow.
Yeah, so you can't just do your local dances. These events are a crucial part of this dance growing.
So you've got a new iTunes app that's coming out.
Yes, we're very excited about the iTunes app. We're working out the wiggles right now.
That's one way
spreading it. Yeah,
people can get exposed.
Can download. Brand new website launching in February.
Okay.
Where you can now download DVDs instead of having them shipped to you. Yeah. You purchase it.
This day and age, why go out there and get product when so many of us are so computer savvy that we can just download it? It's much easier, much less waste. How much material is in shipping a DVD when you can just download the info.
That's why we do what we do here at GotALotOfDance.com. And then but what I'm hearing you say is that that's one great resource is we've got this that you didn't have when you were starting out.
Right.
But then to get out, go to the social dances, and then get to these bigger events like this.
That's where the magic happens.
Yeah.
And so we're going to look forward to seeing you.
We will be all over the globe, and on our new website in February, you can see where we're going and
see all of our friends.
And the website,
KylesSarah.com.
KYLESARAH.com.
One last thing I wanted to say is that remember that this is a social-based dance. This is a welcoming community, and the reason I feel that this dance is where it's at right now is because of the professionals are enjoying it together. They're not staying in their corners. They're dancing together, which pushes it further. And I've seen many cycles in this dance community, and it is at its most innocent and purest now because of people working together and keeping it a social dance. Compete, do the Jack and Jills, but keep it social.
Yeah. There's so many dances out there.
Have fun.
So many dances out there where you take that and you take that for granted. They go out there, you never get to touch a pro. It's always just student on student. Right. In our community, you get a lot more of that pro on student.
The accessibility is just great.
Right. Yep.
Well, we're going to talk to you more at Cap Swing.
We'll see you
I look forward to seeing your new routine.
Thank you.
I'm so glad your foot's healing up.
It's so good to meet you. Thank you for talking with us. It's a pleasure.
Thanks, Kyle. Yeah. Thanks, Sarah.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Franklin with GotALotOfDance.com. We'll see you again real soon.